So I think we better move on. I think we've got a couple more questions on karma, just so you have them all done. There's there's ways to manipulate karma. One of the, and this would be very important to know. There's ways to collect massive good karma. Massive good karma. You know, we have, you know, there's lots of ways to collect good karma. We can, you know, volunteer at the soup kitchens. We can, you know, hold doors open for little old ladies and stuff like that, and we should. But then there's ways to really like kind of tweak the system. So there's 4 things that can make an object of an action. That is the object that you're doing the action vis-a-vis. Very, very powerful. 1, the object of a deed is special due to being a higher form of life. So if you have a choice, if you have like a Sophie's Choice, remember that movie? Where it had one or the other. One or the other. Between helping an animal and helping a human, you help the human. Because it's a higher form of life. I didn't say that you don't help animals. Did I say that? Okay. If it's a choice between them, so don't look at me like, oh, he hates animals. The choice between the two. Now, why is that? You see, why is that? A human could possibly get enlightened in this lifetime. Animal cannot. They're a higher form of life in that sense. They have a possibility of spiritual attainments that an animal will never have. Okay? So, again, if it's a choice, see, not help animals, by all means help animals, but if it's between an animal and each other, some people seem to make the wrong choice when it comes to this kind of thing. Some people treat their animals way better than they treat the human beings in their life. And that's just the wrong choice. From this perspective. You should be nice to both, okay? Be nice to animals, be nice to humans, but if it's either or, the higher form of life, you get more bang for the buck, karmically. Then, the object of a deed is special due to being in a state of serious suffering. So it's better to help somebody who really, really needs it than somebody who, you know, seems to be doing okay. I mean, everybody's not doing okay, you see. Everyone needs it. But there are some people who are really, really in need of it, like right now. You know, people are in manifest suffering, obvious suffering. So if, you know, if a little old lady's crossing the street and simultaneously somebody gets hit by a car, you help the guy who gets hit by the car and let the little old lady get across the street on her own. You see what I mean? it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? They're in need. The object of a deed is special due to having given you great assistance. Who would that be, do you suppose? Parents. Parents and teacher. Parents and spiritual teacher. Those are the 2 objects. Great, great, powerful karmic objects, because they have helped you so much. They go, no, my mom, she just screwed me up. I've been in therapy for 30 years. She gave you life. She nurtured you, you know, through years and years. You would not be here without your mother. Forget about like how she screwed you up. She put you in the room. She made it possible for you to be here. Okay. And then number 4, the object of a deed is special due to possessing high spiritual qualities. High spiritual qualities. So somebody that you regard as a paragon of spirituality is a very, very powerful karmic object for you because of how you're regarding them. That's so that's the you know, kind of way to tweak karma. Find the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to karma, and do that. 4 kinds of results that occur. Every action has 4 different possible kinds of results. You ready for this? Okay, we gotta get to suffering. Suffering's next. Karma. We at least start with suffering. Whatever. So there's 4 kinds of consequences of an act. 4 kinds of consequences. The first one's called the ripened result. This is the one that you usually, well, no, this isn't actually one. The ripened result means, in the Buddhist technical terms, it means that the kind of life that you'll lead, the kind of realm that you'll go to in the next life. So a negative life, a negative karma can bring you a rebirth in a hell, or a rebirth as an animal, or something like that. And a good karma can bring you a rebirth as a human, something like that, or a pleasure, what they call pleasure being, or God. Then the second one's called corresponding experience. This is the one that we usually think of when we think of karma. If you steal, you will suffer shortages. If you lie, people will lie to you. Corresponding. If you kill, harm will come to you. Are you ready for this? This is kind of astounding. So let's see. You probably won't believe it. If we had never harmed another being in any form, with body, speech, or mind, if we had never harmed another being, we would never die. We die because we have harmed. That's the only reason we die. It's not like, oh, I got stuck in this mortal body and then I have to die no matter what kind of person I am. See, no religion's teaching that, actually. Religions are teaching the possibility of escaping death. But you know, that's going to take some radical doing. Because our habits are so death-producing. Our habits are death-producing. So to escape death means we have to revision our habits. And the principal one that brings us death is harm to others. Makes sense, right? Right? Corresponding habit is the next one. If you kill, you have a propensity to kill in the future. It's kind of a karmic catch-22. In other words, there's a certain sense in which karma is just habit. You get in the habit of killing, and then you kill more. You kill more. I remember when I was very young, like 3, 4 years old, I remember sitting on a sidewalk and killing ants as they came out of their anthole with a little stick. Where did I learn that? So Mom didn't teach me that game. You see, none of my friends also taught me that game. That came from some propensity in the past of thinking that killing was amusing, was fun. And that's just the habits. All our habits come from karma. All our habits are karma, you could say. Our habits are karma. So another way to think about the spiritual life is to get some better habits. To dehabituize yourself, is that a word? To dehabituate yourself from bad habits and to rehabituate yourself to good habits. Because habits are spirals, either up or down. Negative habits are downward spirals. We want to do more and more and more of it. And good habits are upward spirals. Then the last one is environmental results. The world around us is a product of our karma. What kind of world we live in is a product of our karma. So there's certain kinds of karmas. For example, the karma of harsh speech, they say, is that you will live in a place where it's hard to traverse. It's hard to get from one place to another. Things like that, you see. Here's another one. The karma of sexual misconduct is pollution. You live in a place that's stinky because you've been stinky. You acted stinky. The karma of harsh words is that you'll hear sounds that you don't like leaf blowers. When you're trying, or garbage trucks when you're trying to sleep. Really? That's not happening accidentally out there. Nothing happens accidentally out there. It's all karmically produced. So that's those are the kind of karmic results. Then, yeah.
Just a little bit on ripening again.
Ripening, the ripening result. The ripening result is the kind of birth you get. You know, are you born a squirrel, or are you born a human? Are you born in the hell realm? They say, here's another way of thinking about karma. Karma can be divided into two forms. There's lots of divisions of karma. Throwing karma and finishing karma. Throwing karma is like ripening karma. It's like, what kind of birth are you thrown into? Throwing karma. And then finishing karma is like, well, what kind of life do you have within that birth? We all got very, very good throwing karma. To be a human being is very good throwing karma. And we also got very, very good finishing karma. There are plenty of human beings who had good throwing karma who didn't get good finishing karma. They're living pretty awful lives as human beings. Or throwing karma is like bad throwing karma, relatively bad throwing karma brings you a life as a dog, let's say. Good finishing karma is being your dog. You know, because you buy sweaters for them and Purina chow, and you get them inoculations. Top of the line life, top shelf life as a dog is your dog. See? You go to India and you look at dogs. Dogs are, they're like worse than rats in India. You know, when your dog comes around, you start throwing stones at it. You see, that's bad finishing karma also. Both bad throwing karma and bad finishing karma. It's to be a dog in India. To be your dog is good, bad throwing karma, but good finishing karma. Yeah. All right. Then the next part of the steps shared with those of lesser scope. People who are worried about like what could come next. So they know that death. They think about death. They think, well, you know, it's not going to last forever. They think about karma. They think about the causality, cause and effect relationship, and they think, well, let's do the math. How am I doing so far? How many of the, somebody has actually counted them. There are 64 or 65, which one is that? I can't remember. 64 movements of the mind with every finger snap. It means little thoughtlets. Somebody, you know, in the Buddhist text, they say 64 little slight thoughts in the front. How many of those are kind, compassionate, loving, caring, selfless? And how many of them are big, fat, selfish pig? And then you do the math, and you go, uh-oh, you see, uh-oh.